Hey guys, another beautiful day in the beautiful life. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. Hope you are safeguarding your energy because energy is currency. Yeah, energy is currency, guys. If okay, I just have to say, like, if I talk too slow, feel free to fast forward. Period, because I do. Especially if somebody who's like just rambling and bambling and just talking really slow, and then I'm just like, okay, I need to get to the point, like, and I need to get to it at a particular rate of speed. So fast forward, please. Let us start by cleansing the space, shall we? Yeah, man. Energy, cleanliness is every day, guys. It's not just once a year, every day. Every day, cleanse your mental, emotional, physical, energetic bodies. You know what I'm saying? You can do it through smoke. You can do it through like taking a shower. You can sit in the sunshine, wind bath, just cleanse, release. It's kind of like a poo. Like you don't feel well when you hold that poo in, right? It just does not feel well. Yeah, you gotta cleanse. You gotta release, let go. Yeah, and for me, like we could literally be in any dimension or timeline, but I find the most grounding place to be is now, right here, right now. Yeah, like I know, like in the past, is fervent the right word that I want to use? Yeah, I would fervently be in the future, like constructing like futures and stuff. It's weird. I've talked to people who don't think like they don't think about the future. Like for me, it's all about, okay, if I make a decision in this current timeline and space and dimension, how is that going to look in the future? Like forward thinking, like the repercussions. Is this a good investment? Is this like a worthwhile choice? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's how my mind operates. We are all programs. We are all programs. Like, what programs are you running? What programs are activated in you? You know, these are the questions you should ask. A lot of people, they don't want to upgrade their system. So that's why if you look at people, they're stuck in place despite like all the help that you could offer them, the advice that you could drop on them. They just don't want to upgrade. They don't want to update their program. Yeah, and you can't help them. It's kind of like your phone. Like, you know how your phone always like forces you to update? Like, yeah, same with you. Same with other people, you know? And you can either choose to, yes, I want to update my phone now, or like for me, I just kind of like let it go and it just does it on its own, which is kind of convenient, honestly. Like, I don't have to do anything, it just does it on its own. It's like, that's like, yeah, like update or don't update. That is the question. Um, what was I going to say? What was this video going to touch on? Oh, attention. I think I've made videos on attention before. Um, how do I say this? Where where attention goes, energy flows. So basically, the more you feed something your attention, the more you keep it alive. And in one of my videos, I use like a house as an analogy. So, like, if you are in a house, obviously you're constantly frequenting that space, you're constantly feeding it attention, whether it be like vacuuming or dusting or folding clothes or fixing your bed or did I say washing the dishes? Whatever. Your attention is being, I want to say, invested in your living space, right? Oh, some people don't do that, and that's why like it's a mess. That's why it's cluttered, and that's why like if you look at their life, I always look at energy signatures honestly. Like you can tell like how clear and aligned a person is based on hygiene, like how they dress, how they carry themselves, what they choose to consume. What does their living space look like? Is it cluttered? Is it messy? Is it like clean? Is it like everything put in its place? You know what I mean? You can kind of tell, like, you can see people's energetic signatures based on like just observing these things. Yeah, honestly, you know, where am I going with this? Yeah, where, where attention goes, energy flows. So whatever you are being attentive to, obviously your energy, you're trading your energy to uplift that space. This can be applied to relationships. For most of my life, like I've noted, like I sat with myself one day and I looked back on all of the significant interactions that I had, throughout the life. Sometimes I'll like look back on the past like that just to kind of like gauge how far I've come. Yeah, I don't do it to be like, oh my God, like I regret. No, I don't really regret anything. I'm thankful for all the experiences, honestly, good and bad. I'm thankful for all the interactions, good and bad, because if it was good, that means that I was in alignment. If it was bad, that was showcasing something in me that needed to shift or change, or it's an opportunity. If it's bad, you know, um, people like to like catastrophize things when it's bad and uncomfortable. And I mean, it's easy to do. We've been kind of programmed to do that, right? Like catastrophize, and then we'll constantly like ruminate on it, which is giving it attention. And that's why the circumstance never changes, right? Because you're just constantly hyper focusing on what's going wrong instead of recognizing, okay, something's going wrong. This doesn't feel good. Like, what can I do to pivot and shift and move and, realign myself? Yeah, no, that's why, like, I don't know if you guys have noted, like, people who like worry about money. Yeah, they got money problems, man. Why? Because you're focusing on not having money. Like instead of going, hey, right now I don't have money. How can I get money? Like, oh, maybe I should go apply for a job. Maybe I should, and I mean, it just cascades into everything, honestly. And then when you get the job, you might not like your employer or your coworker, or the mundane tasks that are assigned to you. And then you can go, well, this doesn't feel good. Maybe I should start looking for another job. You don't just stay there and then complain about it. And then that's what I'm saying. Wherever attention goes, energy flows. So whatever you are focusing on, hyper focus, can I speak? Hyper focusing on, hyper fixated on, you are feeding it your attention. That is the exchange. My whole thing is it a net negative or a net positive? If it's a net positive, yeah, that means you're in alignment. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're operating from, you know, probably like a higher vibrational frequency, your higher vibrational frequency. And if it's not like feeling good, it's not jiving and it's making you feel ill and sick and stressed and confused and just drained. That's fucking no. I've said that in so much of my videos. Yeah. So just be aware where attention goes, energy flows. It's basically your exchange, your energetic exchange for a particular experience. Yeah. Instead of thinking, like, think of money. We trade money to buy things, acquire things. Same with your energy. You trade energy to acquire experiences. And a lot of it, like if you switch your perspective, which I've done, obviously, if that's what I'm talking about it. Um, so like you can be a victim and go, oh my God, woe is me. Like, oh my God, life is so mean. Like, somebody save me. Or you can be like, oh man, this fucking sucks. What can I do to like get myself into like a net positive experience? Whether it be leave that job, leave that relationship, move, you just gotta like, your energy, Your attention directs your energy, and your energy is your currency. Period. You know? Um, Let me give you a good example. So I know a couple of people who are like obsessed with the news. Like I have one friend that like I think my friend said he reads 7 newspapers plus he watches news on television daily. And he is the most stressed out, tense, tense person I know. And I have another friend, her stepfather is also obsessed with news, watching the news, and he's always stressed out. He's fucking stressed out, man. These people are stressed out. Um, I've come to the conclusion that like you see what I'm saying, where attention goes, energy flows. So what's happening is these people are being very attentive to um, current events, and you know they're hyper focusing on things that they obviously can't control. They're hyper focusing on everyone else's storyline, and that's what most people are doing. They're hyper focusing on everyone else's storyline, aka social media. Let me see what Sally is doing today. What's Bob eating? Yeah, no, yeah. So, and then you have to ask yourself, okay, I am being so attentive to these things. How are they um, elevating my experience? Like, are they bringing me wellness? Are they bringing me happiness, joy, peace? Are they like I don't know, improving my monetary wellness? I mean, what are these things doing? You're giving all your attention away to same with them jobs, dude. Like, I know I still haven't broken out of this yet, but I've been like kind of like racking my brain on how to become not hyper sovereign. Like what what is a way to exist and thrive in this reality without having to work for someone? Because basically when you're working for someone, you're building someone else's dream. And they've kind of got us like super like attached to that storyline. So I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but when I do, best believe I'll make a video on it. um Yeah, so it's just like, okay, where your attention goes, energy flows. Like, is it a net positive? That's the first thing you should be asking yourself is, so my attention is going towards this thought or this storyline or, this particular object. Is this a net positive or a net negative? Ask yourself that. And if it's a fucking net negative, that's a fucking no. It's like, okay, I need to pull back my attention and my energy and invest elsewhere or even like invest it in yourself, dude. 100% invested in yourself. I mean, for me, like, I'm going to use myself as an example. I've like spent most of my life just giving my attention, my energy, my currency away to everyone else so they can like build up their lives and make themselves happy. And then I was left like temporarily happy because, I like to see people succeed. I like to clap for people. I like to see people improving their lives. But then they wouldn't give me anything in return. So eventually I would feel really like empty and disregarded and dismissed and, just totally take it for granted. And it's not about like keeping score, but you definitely want like an exchange. You know what I'm saying? Like you know your bank account, you want it to be net positive, not constantly like net negative, net negative. No. Same with you. Yeah, so I started like I want to say a couple years ago I started like concentrating on bringing my energy back to myself, and then kind of like focusing on what I want. Because, yeah, if you have the background of a people pleaser or a fixer, man, those are like heavy. Those are heavy cycles to break and difficult ones, albeit. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, because unless you're even aware that you're doing that, how are you going to even know you're in a cycle? And then once you realize you're in a cycle, I mean, those like patterns have been so heavily enmeshed. It's just like it takes hard work. It takes diligence. It takes determination. It takes a lot of self-awareness and conscious choices to break that. And it's hard because it's really easy to go back to what feels comfortable. It's really easy to go back to what feels what is that called? What is that word? Familiar. Yeah. And so like when you're breaking cycles, you're literally stepping into unknown territory. You've never been this way before. You've known is what you've known. So when you break out of a cycle, it's scary. Yeah. Because you're just like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Like who am I? Like what? No. And then once you get used to like breaking a cycle or stepping out of that cycle, you just build upon that. Your attention goes towards that, like breaking that cycle, moving forward, elevating, aligning with yourself, taking your power back from people and places that don't deserve it. And how do you know if they deserve it? How do you feel? How do these people and situations make you feel? 100%. Like I said, if it feels like draining and confusing and, oh my God, what's happening? I feel off kilter. I feel like my equilibrium feels off. I feel drained. I mean, that's telltale signs, net negative, you know? Um, yeah. It's kind of paradoxical because it's weird. Like, I know people who have really bad addictions and they'll do things in the moment that make them feel well. Like, oh, this feels good in the moment and I'm just going to do that. But it has very detrimental effects in the long run. So, like, for me, it's like, it's a fine line. It's a balance point. You want to like do things that makes you happy, but you have to think of it in long term, not short term investment, long term investment. You know, like if I make this choice in the long run, in the larger schematic of things, how will this choice affect me and the things around me? You know, like, is it going to be a net positive or is it going to be a net negative? It's very simple. You just ask yourself, tune in, check in, ask, not others, yourself. Like, it's so funny. So, like, a lot of people who are indecisive, why are they indecisive? They don't trust themselves. Why don't they trust themselves? Because they're looking for external validation. Why are they looking for external validation? Because they feel like, if they get external validation, um, that'll like determine their value. You see how backwards that is? Nah, man, just trust yourself. Like you'll know, like you either like it or you don't like it and stand on it, you know? Like I know before I used to doubt myself and I still do doubt myself sometimes if I were to be completely honest. But see, that's the thing, I'm aware of it. I'm aware that, oh, okay, I have tendencies to self-doubt. And then I have to ask myself, well, why do you self doubt? You know what I mean? Oh, are you looking for external validation? Do you need external validation? Sometimes, I mean, it depends on where you're at. Some people like thrive off of external validation, but that's all superficial. And until you come to that realization, you just keep seeking that. And that's a season of life you're in, right? And then eventually you're gonna be like, oh, this doesn't feel good, like because I'm so codependent on other things instead of, like tapping into the part of myself that can generate that. Like I don't need any validation. I can just show up and yeah, that's it. Anyways, I gotta go. I didn't realize I was talking so long. Um, how should I end this? Oh, YouTube takes forever to download videos. What the fuck? What are we doing here? They're probably like what is that called? They're monitoring? No, I can't think of the word, but they're probably, yeah, definitely like sifting through your data as it's processing and like putting it away in a vault. I don't know. Something like that. Whatever, who cares? Yeah, so just be mindful where attention goes, energy flows. So where are you investing your attention, your energetic currency? You know, is it net negative? Is it net positive for you and others? Because, yeah, when you just think about yourself, that's kind of imbalanced too. Like I've always thought about myself and others. Like, oh, is this like for the highest good of myself and others? I guess not everybody has that program downloaded, but it's okay. There's different soul ages, and we're all coexisting and I had a word, co-creating in this particular space timeline dimension so we can awaken different soul knowing and grow into our true essence. Pretty much. Like some people focus on the physical, some people focus on the mental, the emotional. I focus on the soul. And the soul is a compilation of all of those. It's not just one or the other or two out of three. I want a fucking soul. Anyways, if you learned something from this video, cool. If you didn't, let's go too, man. Tomato, tomato. You are meant to receive what you are meant to receive in perfect timing. you know? Blessings to one and all. Amen.